see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Alhikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qurans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're praying Salah, right? Where you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator. Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrackport. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
Ya Nabi, Salam Alayka, Ya Habib.
Bounty Kings, Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342 or or you can also email us at bouncykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products.
सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह तेरे सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. We have a very interesting person in Alhikmat studio with us, and that's no less a person than Linda Kaplan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure to have you with us. And for our audience there, Linda Kaplan is the president of Law Office of Linda M. Kaplan, and we're going to hear a lot more about her experience, her services, especially in the immigration field, where she has over 40 years of experience in immigration services. And I know immigration is a very interesting topic for people worldwide and people locally or nationally in the United States of America and internationally. Globally, people benefit and are always interested in knowing more about America immigration services. So once more, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's an honor.
So could you tell us a little bit of what motivated you to get into immigration law?
It actually was a little bit of an accident.
Okay.
I started my practice as a tax attorney working for a firm representing foreign investors. And they didn't have an immigration attorney on staff and didn't want to send their clients to another law firm. So as the young attorney, I was asked to learn immigration law.
So when you say tax attorney, what were you actually doing?
Being an attorney for international clients, we were mostly structuring their U.S. investments for tax advantage.
Oh, that's interesting. You mean foreigners?
Which corporation, how we incorporate the company, what type of company is incorporated.
So businesses abroad from the United States of America.
Businesses abroad coming to do business
who
here.
come here to do business or who wants to invest here.
Exactly.
How they handle their finances and their business investment and IRS and the tax and the whole 9 yards?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
So can you give us a little more example of a case, someone who, you know, because our viewers are worldwide. I know we got viewers from the east, the west, the north, and the south. So they may want to get a little more details on that. Give us an example.
Well,
a businessman abroad wants to invest in America or wants to open a business. How does he start? What does he do?
Well, you have to figure out what kind of corporation you're going to set up.
Okay.
Do you want it to be a subsidiary of the foreign corporation, or do you want to have it an affiliate?
Okay.
Do you want, if you're doing a real estate investment, do you want a separate corporation for each investment, or do you have a holding company? It's been a long time since I've done that kind of law.
And then you were able to handle their taxes and get the whole thing up to IRS and all the legal technicalities.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting, because, that's a question that a lot of people have. If they can do, they may not even have the intention of migrating to the United States of America, but they probably want to invest in America.
That's true. That happens a lot. And so it's, how do you do it safely with the best tax advantage?
Excellent. So that's interesting. But anyhow,
and then if we have immigration question involved, the question is it structured so that it will work to get the people you need here?
Oh, okay. So that now, doing those and that type of services led you to getting into immigration law.
That led me to immigration law, and it was a very happy journey, because I learned that I liked doing the immigration work much better than I did the tax work.
Oh, truly? Why do you say that?
It's more of a personal service. As a tax attorney, you're dealing with people's money. As an immigration attorney, you're helping them with their lives.
That's phenomenal. I love that statement that, tax, you deal with money, basically, people with money, and you're helping people who have money and who want to make money. But immigration services, you're doing more about helping people,
right,
their lives, success, and opportunities.
Not just their lives, but their children's lives.
Yes. So that shows that you are a person who loves community services.
I do. It's an important part of my life.
To care for people and to help people and assist people.
Yes.
That's interesting. So now, what year did you establish Linda Kaplan?
I don't remember that exactly. I think it was 1982. I worked for a few years for other firms.
But so you have been in immigration since 1977.
But I was working I worked for two other law firms before I established my own practice.
Good.
And so I've been on my own since, I guess it was 81.
Wow. No, that's interesting. That's many, many years of immigration services.
Many changes in the law since.
And you have seen the changes and the times and how things have been modified, and for the good and the bad, benefiting some people, disadvantage for some people.
Well, with immigration, the changes are not just changes in the law, but changes in procedure.
Okay.
So you have to balance both. You have to know both, because you can't just have a theoretical knowledge of what the law says without knowing how to help your clients procedurally.
Excellent. So for the benefit of our viewers out there, how do you operate? Where are you located? Someone wants to contact you for immigration services. Where should they call? What should they do?
Well, my office is in Miami, but immigration law is federal law. So I'm authorized to represent clients throughout the world.
Okay.
If you're doing divorce law and you're in Georgia, you can't do divorce law in Florida without being admitted to the Florida bar.
Okay.
But because it's federal law, if you're admitted to any bar association, you could practice anywhere. So I have clients from all over the world. Some of them have connection with Miami, some of them don't. So, people can contact me on my website, by email, or by phone.
Okay.
And
or they can contact
or they
Alhikmat
can
office.
reach me through you.
Contact our office, Alhikmat, and we could recommend them
And you can forward the information
to you,
me.
and they can make that connection.
Yes.
That is superb. But you know, I never think about it like that, and that makes a lot of sense. Certain, like as you said, marriage law, marriage act and law, etc., the lawyers are limited to their states.
Right.
Whereas immigration, it's unlimited.
It's unlimited.
You can deal with a case anywhere in the United States of America, sitting right here in Miami.
And a lot of times my clients are outside of the country when I'm starting to work
And from
for
any
them.
part of the world.
Yeah.
Because most of the times, immigration is all about people who are outside, or people who are here and want to be permanent or citizens. Okay. That.
Yeah, sometimes we'll bring people here on a temporary visa. There's a lot of different types of business visas that are temporary.
Okay.
And some of them remain temporary, and some of them can be converted to permanent residence.
Okay. And in your field and your expertise and experience, you are more or less into business immigration or family immigration, or what?
I do both business immigration and family immigration. Those are the two major ways to get permanent residence.
Family immigration means which family can sponsor you and how you can get to become a resident
Exactly.
in the United States of America.
If you're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, you can file for relatives. So there's a certain class of relatives. It's not very expansive. It's rather restrictive. U.S. citizen can file for parents, spouses, minor and adult children, and whether the children are married or unmarried. A legal permanent resident can file for spouses and unmarried children.
A legal permanent resident. But doesn't that take longer than a citizen? What's we have heard a lot about that. A legal permanent resident can file for a spouse, parents, or children.
Right.
What's the difference between a citizen, a USA citizen, filing for a spouse, children, or parents?
If a U.S. citizen files for a spouse or minor children or a parent, there's no quota, there's no limit. So there's no waiting list. It's just processing time.
Okay.
Now, if a U.S. citizen is filing for an adult child or a sibling, there is a waiting time, and sometimes a very long waiting time. But for spouses and for spouses, parents, and minor children, it's just processing time. For legal permanent residents, there's a waiting time even for spouses and minor children.
Okay, so that's a difference, basically time.
Time. Well, time and what relatives you can petition for. A permanent
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you hear a lot of things out there, a lot of people saying so many different things, but with your 40 years of experience, your legal background in immigration, hearing it from you is really a line of authenticity, and that's why I know our viewers worldwide will benefit from listening to what you have to say, because some people were like, you can't do it, it will not happen, it will not work, but it's all about time.
Well, it's time and
who you can
and ability.
Time and ability. When you say ability, what do you mean?
Well, a legal permanent resident can't file for a married child, a married adult child.
Okay.
They would have to first become a citizen
before you could
before you could file for a married child, before you could file for a sibling.
For a sibling. Now, with the new laws that we have coming about in the United States of America, that President Trump is initiating, restrictions or limitations to family, what's that all about?
Well, hopefully it ends up being about nothing. hopefully it ends up not being enacted.
Okay.
The RAISE Act, which was just announced, I think it was last week, it talks about changing the employment-based priorities to a merit-based system. Now, that's not so bad. I mean, I think it's worth having a conversation about that.
Okay.
Canada and Australia use a merit-based system. But the RAISE Act also severely restricts who you can file for as far as relatives. It cuts the numbers in half, which makes the wait much longer, and it eliminates some of the categories of relatives that you can file for. Even a citizen under that act would not be able to file for an adult child or a sibling.
Okay, so presently, a citizen of the United States of America can file for an adult child.
Right.
But if this new act gets
They
in
will
place,
not be able to.
a citizen will not be able to file for an adult child. Wow.
Or a sibling.
Or a sibling. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So I'm telling people if you can file a petition for them under the current law, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and do it now.
Do it now.
Rather than take the chance of some horrible new law being passed.
Mm-hmm. And if this law has to be passed, what are the procedures before we get that law passed?
Oh, it has to go through both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and be debated, and then signed by the president.
So then we're many months away from something like that.
Hopefully, it will not happen, but it will at very least be months and months.
Okay, okay, beautiful. Well, you know, that's interesting to know because a lot of people wonder, they hear things on the news, they read a lot of things online, and some things are authentic, some are true, some are not true, some are just people's opinion. So a legal attorney like you in the immigration field and the immigration experience, people like you are really very beneficial to society, and I'm sure especially our viewers worldwide, they can benefit a lot from your services and your experience. So what do you normally charge, or how do you go about someone wanting to contact you to get some advice or consult you? Because you may have someone who has a case tied up somewhere with some office in New York or California, and they're all in limbo, you know what I mean? They don't know whether they're going to come in, or somebody in a foreign land out of the United States of America, they're trying to contact someone here and they don't know, because there have been a lot of scam in the immigration field. You know, a lot of people put up things, people put money, they heard nothing about the people, they heard nothing about the case. So with you being on Alhikmat and Alhikmat TV, and with us, with your 40 years of experience, your public life, you know, it creates a lot of trust in the minds and the hearts of people. So if someone wants to call you, even though they have a case with another lawyer, I mean, could they call you? What is the fee? What's the whole 9 yards?
Well, I'm pretty casual about being in touch with my clients. They can call me, they can send an email. I like to talk to them and get an idea for what their situation is, and what I can do for them. So once I figure out what I can do with them, then I tell them what the fee will be, and it's a fixed fee. I don't charge by the hour.
Okay.
So they know how much they're going to pay, and it's not going to be any more. But I have to figure out what I can do for them before I quote them a fee.
So they send you an email, or they send us an email in Alhikmat office, we forward it to you, or they send it to you directly. They mention they heard about the services. I mean, Linda Kaplan is a very popular name. I'm telling you, we hear it in immigration. So, you know, God bless you for your community services and your legal immigration services. So you look at the case or the question on email, and then you decide if you're going to set up an interview or a meeting with them
Right.
to do some consultation, and then you would set a fee. I mean, there's a fee for the consultation, of course.
A minor fee.
A minor fee, okay. And then you will give them an average of what the cost is like for their case.
Well, I give them an exact amount, depending
okay.
on what I do for them.
Okay, beautiful. Now, we have already been speaking for the past 20 minutes. It's interesting how time goes.
It is.
We have been speaking for more than 20 minutes, if not 24, 25. So when we come back after the short break, I would like to talk to you on, for the benefit of our audience, a little more on a business investment. You know, businessmen or businesswomen or businesses abroad who would like to invest in the United States of America and use their business investment as an opportunity to migrate to the United States of America. And I know you're an expert in that field. Actually, you know, based on our conversations before, you do a lot of those kind of cases
Right.
in helping businesses invest, and the businesses become a means of sponsoring the people or
Right.
whoever it is, as the case may be. So when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Linda Kaplan, 40 years of experience in immigration law, community services, immigration services. We're going to talk more about the business world and migration to the United States of America, and the benefits and the advantage and disadvantage as she sees it fit to share with you. Thank you very much.
Alhikmat TV presents a great way to spread the Sunnah. Have a Sunnah attitude. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter 33, verse 21, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, لَقَدْ كَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنًا, that ye indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a beautiful pattern of conduct. Join us for our 100,000 t-shirt drive. For more details or to place an order, contact Alhikmat services at 1-800-804-0267, or you can visit us on our website at www.alhikmattv.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Al-Hikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qurans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator. Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah.
All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Welcome back to Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. If you have just tuned in, we have been talking to Linda Kaplan, a person, a lawyer, someone with 40 years of immigration experience. Linda Kaplan. She has her own firm and she has been doing immigration services for 40 years plus. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now that we have spoken a little bit about, your background, immigration law in the first episode of the show here, I would like to touch on another aspect of immigration. What do you think about people migrating to the United States of America? There are a lot of people in America who do not like the idea of immigrants coming to America. How do you see migration to America?
I think immigration is vital to our stability, to our economy. We have a graying society. People are getting older. Our young people are not having many children. For an economy to thrive, you need consumers, you need workers, and immigrants are generally younger, working age people. We need them for our economy. Our economy will dry up and suffer if we don't have immigrants.
But that's very, very interesting that you have that viewpoint, because I'm sure there may be other immigration lawyers who probably don't like the idea of people migrating to America, but they do immigration law because it's a business. And someone like you got that open heart, that love, that care for people to come to the United States because you care of family lives. And plus, you see that it's economically beneficial to the United States of America when people migrate here.
Well, I have a business and finance background, so I tend to look at the economic aspects of it, and having represented business immigration clients, I see that part of it. But even with the family-based immigration, it's vital to our community.
Oh, so you are really an expert on it, yeah? Tax attorney, business, finance degree, and now immigration. So you put the whole thing together because it's important.
Well, I don't do the tax advice anymore. I would refer someone out for tax advice. But when you're doing a business petition, you're often looking at tax returns, you're looking at business plans and financial statements. So it's important to be able to understand that and to be able to explain that effectively to immigration.
Of course, if you have a business person wanting to migrate to the United States of America, immediately as you look at the investment, the money, the coming in here, the returns, the whole 9 yards, with the immigration, you can already make an assessment of what's going to happen.
A lot of times I'll ask people for a business plan or a draft business plan so I can evaluate whether this will work for immigration or not.
Oh, okay. So let's, for example, someone from a foreign country wants to move to America, or wants to invest in America and use their business investment here to sponsor them, because we hear that all the time.
Right.
How does that work?
There's
And I just want our viewers worldwide to understand that.
6 or 7 commonly used visas for businesses. And I have a guide on my website for this, a free guide on business and investment visas.
And the website is what?
At lindakaplan.com.
lindakaplan.com.
Very simple.
Very simple.
So I have a guide to the different types of business visas. It might be that you have a business in a foreign country and you're setting up a branch here. And when you do that, you want to be able to bring either yourself or top people here to get the business here set up. Some of them may be doing import-export businesses. Some may have a strictly local investment. So when I talk to a client and find out what they want to do business-wise, I can evaluate what works best for them immigration-wise.
Oh, you mean which one of the categories they can use? Oh, that's interesting. No, money-wise, how much does a person, because we always hear that question of how much you have to invest. If someone wants to, okay, before we get into money, if someone wants to buy a business here or open an entirely new business here, different to what that person is doing in his or her country, how we go about that?
Well, they can have a foreign business that buys a U.S. business. It can be the same type of business, or it can be a different type of business.
Okay.
And that's an L1 is an intra-company transfer. It means that you have an executive or high-level manager being brought in from the foreign company to the U.S. company. Now, when you're doing it that way, there's no specific amount of investment.
What about the least? Is there a minimum?
It depends on what type of business visa. What they generally say, I mean, there is one type of investor visa.
Because we hear about $500,000.
Well, that's the EB-5.
Okay.
And that's if you're investing $500,000 in an area of high unemployment, you are going to hire at least 10 people. Or if you're investing in an area that's not high unemployment, then you have to invest $1 million.
Invest $1 million.
$1 million and create at least 10 jobs.
Okay.
Now that can either be done through a direct investment that the foreign national controls, or through a regional center where you're basically loaning your money for them to use it to start to do their business.
Okay, so you can do that to a regional center.
You can do that. You have to be very careful.
I'm thinking you give someone $1 million and they just mess it up, what's going to happen?
Well, you could lose your money and you could not get your visa. That's what could happen. So you have to be very careful with that. But if you're transferring a foreign executive to a U.S. business that's commonly owned, there's no specific amount of investment. What we have to do is include a business plan that shows what the U.S. business is going to do, what they project over the next 5 years, in way of income and in way of employees. So you just have to have enough money to fulfill the business plan, or come close to it.
Okay, so you can just come and open any legal business here. When I mean, you open your own flower plant, nursery, your mini hardware, your convenience store. I'm just saying.
The business that you invest in here has to be significant enough, or have the potential to be significant enough to need an executive.
Oh, okay.
You can't buy a hardware store and then be the primary person running the hardware store. You have to be an executive. They would say you can't be involved in the day-to-day operations. You have to be involved in the management of the day-to-day operations.
So then,
So how it's structured makes a big difference.
and that's what you do, and that's
what
how
I
you
work with
guide
the client.
the clients who wants to invest here, set up a business, and allow the business to sponsor them,
Right.
or to be the means of their immigration.
Right.
I know time is always going. We can't stop the clock. But tell us a little bit about student visa. A person who has a student visa in the United States of America, studying in the United States of America, and why I'm shifting from the business, I know if people wants to get more details, they got all the different categories. Just the idea of you being on this show, Alhikmat, they can contact us, they can contact you, Linda Kaplan, online, phone, email, and they can get their answers. The key thing is that you can get it done based on their questions and their answers and the legal operations around it. So let's jump from that topic to student visa. We always hear about someone who has a student visa studying in the United States of America and now wants to live in America, become a permanent resident. What are some of the ways a student can legally become a permanent resident and continue their life in the United States of America?
Generally what happens is after you graduate, you get 1 year of OPT, optional practical training. So you can
Okay.
go and work for a year.
After you graduate?
After you graduate, you have a year to work.
Okay.
And
not while you're studying. You cannot use that
there-
opportunity to work, could
you
you?
can use
Because
it.
I see a lot of students working.
You can't, you have 1 year and you can use it while you're a student. But it's generally not advisable to do that because you use it up very quickly and then you graduate and you don't have a way to stay. So generally I would say you use the 1 year of practical training after you graduate.
Good.
If you're in a STEM field, it can be for longer. Then hopefully you get offered a job and an employer can sponsor you for a professional job, assuming you have the right degree, and you get an offer by a U.S. company, they can sponsor you for an H-1B, a professional visa.
Okay.
And that's generally for 3 years. It can be renewed for 3 years. And then hopefully down the line, the company is happy with your work. They decide you're vital to their business, and they might sponsor you for residence.
Oh, so the company got to do that.
The company has
So it's
to do
first
that.
3 years, HB1.
Right, which can be renewed for 3 years.
Okay. Okay.
And then you talk to the employer about being sponsored for residence.
Okay, beautiful. I know we spoke about student visa, someone on a student visa who wants to become a permanent resident, etc. But I should have asked you before that, someone who wants to come and study in the United States of America. What's the easy? That will just depend directly on the university, or what else do they have to look
You
at?
have to first get accepted to the university.
Okay.
And an attorney doesn't get involved in this. You know, the prospective student gets accepted to the university. It has to be a university that's authorized to give an F1 visa to the students. So, so the university would issue a Form I-20, and they would take that I-20 to their consulate and obtain the student visa.
Okay, so there's no need for immigration lawyer there. It's between the university and the embassy.
Generally, attorneys don't get involved in that.
Okay, beautiful. So it's when they get their visa and they're studying here and they graduate, then they can look into permanent resident, etc.
Yeah, I can talk to someone before they graduate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen a lot of foreign students. You go to restaurants, you go here, there. You always hear about, I'm from another country and I'm just doing part-time, I'm in university. Does that job or that part-time help them in their immigration status?
No.
Oh, it's just they're just working for part-time money.
Yeah.
Those hours does not.
And if they're working without authorization, that could hurt them.
Oh, no, that's interesting because, you know, we hear these things all the time. A lot of foreign students are working part-time. So if they don't have a work authorization, that can hurt them after they graduate to become a permanent resident or to get
it could be a big
an
problem.
HB1 visa.
Right.
Wow, that's serious. That's
It
really
is serious.
And that can hurt a lot of students, and I don't think they really realize that. Because they may look at a few dollars and then it costs them more later on. Yeah.
Maybe they know and they don't have any other choice.
Yeah, that could be another issue. Well, you know, we have been speaking for almost 45 minutes now, if not more. So I want to give you the last, you know, words of advice that you would like to share to our worldwide audience and viewers, what we have discussed, or how they can contact you. Because I can see a lot of people contacting you. Because, you know, I need to share with you, there's always these questions. There's a lot of fear. There are a lot of people in foreign lands, and especially with the recent political scenario in America, a lot of people are scared. I mean, that's a question I hear when I travel in different parts of the world. We are scared to come to America. People who are visa holders, you know, they got business visas, they got tourist visas for the United States of America, 5 years, 10 years. They're just scared to land at an airport in America, especially Muslims.
Yeah.
You know, especially Muslims. Far less for someone thinking of migrating to America, especially in these times. What advice you have to give? And I'm sure you would be able to assist a lot of people in that area. So I am going to tell our viewers here, feel free to contact Alhikmat office. We can forward your call, your email to Linda Kaplan, 40 years of experience with a law firm in immigration, etc. But I want to get from her, as we conclude in a minute or two, whatever, what advice you have to give someone who has that visa, scared to come here, who wants to come here and invest or migrate. What can you share in the next minute or two?
Well, I'd be happy to talk to them and give them advice, hopefully make them less scared, make them understand better.
I think that's what they need, yeah.
I think a lot of people are afraid because they don't understand. And so I've recently been doing a lot of writing so that people, prospective immigrants and U.S. citizens can understand what's going on. It's so much in the news, but it's in the news without really understanding.
Yeah.
So I try to educate people and help them understand what's happening.
So you can educate them, you can help take that fear away from them, you can put them in a little comfort zone, but plus you can help them legally.
Yeah, maybe they have something to be afraid about, and I can help them minimize that.
Right, and you can help them with the immigration law and to do their case and to do the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So you are really very beneficial, especially in today's time. That service is worth more than money, I know. It's really worth more because that's one of the biggest problems.
It's a big service to the clients and their family.
No, of course, and it's a pleasure to have you with us on Alhikmat and Who is Who in America, especially nowadays, immigration law. I mean, you are really who is who in America. That's what America is mostly about, a lot about immigrants and migration. That's the big talk all over the world. So we want to thank you very much for being part of this show and for sharing your time. I know your time is very valuable. It's very valuable. If I had to come to your office, I would have had to pay you to sit and talk to you for the past hour. But it's a blessing to have you with us on this show. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers would definitely benefit. You will hear a lot from our viewers. And Alhikmat is going to definitely work with you, Linda Kaplan, your firm, your company. I love the community services. I really, really, really love that. And I know we're running out for time, but I got to share with you. I've always admired the Catholic legal charities. They set up immigration services.
They do a lot of good work.
I have admired that they do a lot of immigration services for people, for the community, and people abroad and people locally and nationwide. And I'm really strongly thinking about that. Talking to you today in this show of your love for community services and helping families and helping people invest and better their lives. And it betters America. It betters the world and makes everybody happy, in all different ways. And I'm strongly contemplating after talking to you on this show that there's something we could work out and how we could help people to feel at home and take that fear and scare out of them so they can talk to someone and feel that comfort zone. And that might be half of their problem and half of their fear.
That would be interesting to pursue.
Inshallah, as we say in Islam, God willing. So thank you very much again. So it has been a pleasure talking to Linda Kaplan. Those of you again who have just tuned in, Linda Kaplan got her own immigration firm, 40 years of experience in the immigration field, former tax attorney, a woman and a person, community leader, someone involved in community services who love to help the community and help people legally worldwide. So feel free to contact the Alhikmat office or contact her directly if you have any question on immigration, law, United States of America, or migrating to the United States, or any legal question pertaining to immigration. Thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum.
Alhikmat TV presents a great way to spread the Sunnah. Have a Sunnah attitude. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter 33, verse 21, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, لَقَدْ كَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنًا, that ye indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a beautiful pattern of conduct. Join us for our 100,000 t-shirt drive. For more details or to place an order, contact Alhikmat services at 1-800-804-0267, or you can visit us on our website at www.alhikmattv.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Alhikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qur'ans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator. Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah.
All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. All praises are due to Allahu, Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrackport. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
Ya Nabi, Salam Alayka, Ya Habib.
Bounty Kings, Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342, or you can also email us at bountykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products.
सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला, बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। तेरे सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला, बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह।
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Truly he is the one, he has no father or son.